Hey guys, I'm out in the garden doing some pruning on tomatoes. I found one leaf just covered in some sort of larva. Took that off. Always check the underneath of your leaves. That's where you find a lot of bug eggs. But I found some poop, and so I knew there was somebody somewhere munching on the tomatoes, and look at what I found. Can you see it? That guy? So if you start seeing droppings like that, just know someone's around. You need to get it. So this guy's about to lose his life to my chickens, which they will enjoy. I give you a little bit of a tour of what we have gotten done since being here, and I'll insert a little clip of what the garden looked like the day that we arrived. All right, here is the before of the garden. I'm going to be documenting the progress of transforming this into just a beautiful place that you want to hang out and grow food in and just enjoy. I'll have 3 more beds that we want to get weeded and amended. It's just, we're so busy. I'm super pleased with the growth that we do have, and I'm actually starting more seeds now because it is July and you're not too late. It's a perfect time to do succession growing, or if you think you're too late to do any type of growing, you're not. There are tons of things you can still grow. So I'm gonna take you around and show you all the beds. Stock garden has gotten just super lush. I've got lots of beans growing on here. These are some cucumbers, these giant ones right here. Lots of beans. And then my little tomatoes are doing well. Tons and tons of beans. But I'm still dealing with the sun burning, and I haven't harvested a terrible ton of beans. Terrible ton. A bunch of beans, but I'm hoping to get some good harvest soon. I planted all sorts of different ones. Dragon tongue beans, cancer beans, like your basic bush bean. But these little orange hat tomatoes, guys, look at how beautiful. These will turn orange, and they're a dwarf tomato plant. They're meant for containers. So I got these seeds from Baker Creek Seeds. I think their website is rareseeds.com. That's definitely what it is. So this is called an orange hat tomato. It's perfect in the green stalk, and it is just going crazy. So the green stalk is here, and then that takes us to the first bed. I do have my strawberries still. They have way outgrown this container. They need to be transplanted really bad. I did go ahead and buy some starters just because things were kind of crazy this year. Normally I like to start my own seeds, but these are cantaloupe, and we've been having a ton of rain, so they're starting to really take off now. Now these 2 big cucumbers I did start from seeds. I pulled those out of the green stalk and transplanted them in here. And then these 2 smaller ones are ones I bought at the store. So obviously I feel like the ones I started from seeds are much healthier, and they should be growing up soon. And then I made this trellis. Pretty excited about that little teepee trellis. I'm not done tying the pieces together, but I think it's adorable. And it looks a little janky right now because it's not completely tied in, but it works. So that brings us to bed number 2. Okay, so this bed is peppers and tomatoes. All of these tomatoes I started from seed. The peppers I bought as starter plants, and I've already harvested some off of them. But as always, my yellow pears are going crazy. These were all the ones in the red solo cups, and once I planted them, they just started exploding. Ah, the dreaded Japanese beetle who's about to die via chickens. Just kidding, he fell off and he died via my boot. So anyways, the yellow pear, I have heard a very well-known gardener who I love watching. She said that yellow pear, she doesn't have success with them, but I have had the most success with yellow pear. I mean, they are so prolific. They just put out tons of tomatoes for me, and they don't usually deal with a lot of, blight or sickness, or at least I haven't dealt with that personally. So then right here is my husband's favorite tomato, the Dr. Witchy, and we've got one growing right here and blooms. I've been doing some pruning this morning. Like I said, I found some caterpillar droppings and stuff like that. And then right here, I honestly don't know what this tomato is. It's doing pretty good. It's very healthy. I didn't put a tag in. So I've got more peppers here and then some small ones. Over on this side, I have a Kellogg's tomato, and I just noticed this. When you see this kind of stuff, take that leaf off. Oh, you see that? Bad. I don't even know what that is, but I know it's eggs of some sort, so that's gotta go. Got to go. Yeah, that bed, this bed. Now these were all filled. Maybe like one or two weren't quite as bad, but they were filled with some pretty big weeds. So it's looking beautiful now. This is a Black Beauty. It got planted, I think at the same time as this one. It's just taking longer to explode, you know, with that major growth. I don't know what this guy is, but it's getting very bushy. I'm gonna have to probably prune some of this up. And then this is that yellow pear all the way on this side. Okay, so there's those beds. Now here's bed number 3. This is squash and zucchinis. The yellow squash for some reason just are not doing great. I don't get it. I don't know what's going on. I bought these as starts because of where we were in the season. Look at all those holes. But I want to say these are green zucchinis and they're doing way better. I've been checking them regularly for squash vine borer eggs and squash bug eggs. Oh, and look, there's one. This is a perfect time to just show you what I look out for when I'm out here pruning. If you see this one little egg, it's kind of a rusty brown color. That is a squash vine borer egg. They will hatch and then they will burrow into the squash plant and basically eat it from the inside out. You'll start seeing frass, looks like wood shavings on certain parts of the plant. And if you catch it soon enough, you can just cut open the plant, remove the larva, and then cover that little spot with dirt. But you know, if you're not on top of picking the eggs and stuff, it can get really infested and it'll die. It just won't be able to produce very well. So keep a lookout for those. And then also the squash bugs, usually you'll find their eggs in clusters, not just like a single egg like that. And they're around the same color but more metallic. One of the squashes I had started from seed that I transplanted out of a pot, and it's kind of starting to do okay. Oh goodness gracious, look at this. You see that? That's not good. Okay guys, so look, there's more squash vine borer eggs on here, but I don't even know what these are. But they've got to go. Looks like there's, I wonder if those are like spider mites or something. I don't even know what spider mites look like, but there's little webs, so I'm gonna look into it. I'll do a voiceover right here if I figure out what it is. Yeah, no, I still can't figure it out. Alright, so here's some more squash vine borer eggs. Really what you want to do is drop these into a cup of soapy water. I'm going to throw them to my chickens and hope that they eat them. But yeah, honestly, I probably could have given them to my guineas. My little baby guineas would have eaten those up. So here in this bed, I've got some room to plant. I have a couple of melons that I transplanted, and then I have a cucumber that I transplanted out of the green stalk. And then a couple of pepper plants. Here is Heath's favorite plant of the whole garden, and that is banana peppers. He likes banana peppers pickled, so I'll be pickling those so he can put them on sandwiches. Now, I did plan out this space with some seeds recently, like right here and right there. There's a little tiny, I don't know if you can see it sprouting over there. I'm just not sure that everything took. I want to give it a little more time. I'm pretty impatient. But if nothing comes up, I'll be planning out something else here. And I have more melons right here, which I need to check for, things like that. Let me show you this bad guy. Can you see that little guy right there? I don't know if it'll focus. Where'd he go? Oh, crud. This little guy, well, he just flew away. Darn it, I should have killed him. Oh, he's coming back. Okay, he came back. I'm going to kill him real quick. They look like ladybugs, kind of, but they're not. Kill them all. Those are called cucumber beetles, and they go after vining plants. So they look like a longer yellow version of a ladybug, but you don't want them. So when you see them, squish them. We have the variety of German Shepherd, grown from a tiny pup till now. He's a good puppy. We're having a little bit of issues with him right now as far as listening, but he's a good boy, aren't you, my say dog? I love you. I go with you, mommy, to the garden, and I help you catch the flies. Yes, I'm a good baby. In bed number 4, we've got Lucia's tomatoes. These are all cherry tomatoes, and they are gorgeous. They are, I don't know what variety they are. She found some heirloom seeds, and she had planted them out, and they were in buckets, and then she and I transferred them. And then we've got lettuce starting along the edge here. And then we have okra. Something has been nomming on my okra. I'm thinking maybe it's those Japanese beetles. I don't know. All I care about is that they get big enough that I can have okra this year. So I think I'm going to plant some more because I only have 2. The rest of the birdie beds is just more tomatoes because, of course... Oh! Look! More bugs! Get all the bugs. And look, there's some caterpillar poop. Can you see it? So I gotta find that guy. My garden stained hands, but when you start seeing this kind of stuff, these are droppings, you want to look for a caterpillar. I keep my eye out. And another thing I wanted to say while I'm over here, and I'll show you kind of something I do when I'm coming out here, especially when we're still at this size. If you notice, this guy has nothing from here down. I like to do that because of airflow. And you also help the plant focus on growing up. I want my plants to grow up and not be super bushy. I don't want to deal with blight and stuff because they're not getting airflow in between their leaves, and we've been getting a lot of rain. So I'll come through and I'll just keep pruning the lower things off. Oh, okay, there we go. And like this right here. Oh, hello. There we go. You see? Look at that guy right there. I found him, you guys. And I noticed the poop first, actually. Right there. If it'll focus. Probably not. It's being finicky this morning. There we go. Oh, look. And another cucumber beetle. So let's just take care of that. This one here is a Berry's Crazy Cherry. And I love these because look at this cluster it's going to make. That whole thing will just be full of yellow cherry tomatoes, which is awesome. I'm seeing a lot of caterpillar poop right now, and it's just, I'm so glad I'm out here. You know, I think it was Jess from Roots and Refuge who I heard say that the best thing for the garden is the gardener. Really, the garden is not a set it and forget it kind of thing. If you want to have a successful garden, you need to be out here daily. You need to be pruning. You need to be looking for bugs. Oh, see? Point right there. There's another little caterpillar. So, yeah, guys, keep your eyes out. So many caterpillars. Also planted out some flowers. So I have lots of little sproutlings coming up. Planted some straw flowers. And I just realized in that other bed that was marigold coming up. I recognize the leaves. Bad boy. Well, 2 bad boys. These are my tomatoes that I started in Texas. And if you guys remember, I put them in this big planter. And they have gotten huge. They're almost taller than me now. And this is my husband's favorite, the Dr. Witchy tomatoes. And then over here are the Brandywine. Got a nice big one growing right there. And they're getting really tall. And they're beautiful. This bed right here is our newest amended bed. That's what I'm trying to say. So this one was not as bad as those 2. Those are next. And we amended the soil and we planted a row of zucchini and then all of these melons, watermelons, different kinds of watermelons. And they have been growing exponentially, mostly because we've been having a ton of rain. But I also did Alaskan fish fertilizer on this bed, actually on everything recently, just about. But these zucchinis have been growing an insane amount daily. I am so excited. We should be getting zucchinis on them soon. So this is the most recent amended bed. And of course, this tree fell recently, actually, into the fence. and just missed this bed right after we'd planted it. So praise Yah. There was one small branch in it that I got out, but nothing was damaged, which is amazing. But I'm going to go through and check all of these zucchinis for squash vine borers before I go in. My husband's got to leave to do some work for a neighbor. And we have just found an entry spot for a squash vine borer. So I wanted to show you. I'm going to pop it open, see if we can find the larva so you can see what it looks like. But if you see that spot right there, looks like almost like sawdust. And actually at the base right there, I'm going to pop this open and see if we can find a larva. I wasn't able to pull him out, but I did stick a stick in there and smush him, and then I pulled that section off. So this plant could very well survive. I'm just going to take some dirt and bury it up to here to protect it. But that's what you want to look out for, because as you can see, look at how big that hole is that it had already made. They just eat them from the inside out. Another one. I just pulled this off. You see him? So I'm about to kill that. But you want to check. You can see the sawdust looking stuff around there. That's what you want to look for. They turn into a moth that has red in it. So if you see a moth with red flying around your squash plants, kill it. Guys, next time, hopefully these other beds will be amended and I'll be planting those out. And I'll be able to show you something awesome there, and I'll update you guys on the growth in the garden. But that's pretty amazing, guys. We moved in the middle of what should have been like the beginning of our garden. Actually, should have been well into the beginning of our gardening season. And, you know, praise Yah, we've been able to get things planted, and we are growing food and doing the things. So, shalom, guys, and I'll see y'all next time.